There are a lot of Pokemon theories out there, but can we look at all of them? There's this image that popped up on 4chan that supposedly has every single Pokemon theory listed on this iceberg. And the deeper you go on the iceberg, the more obscure the theory gets. So let's take a look at every single one of them. Let's see. So I think the number one here is Mew under truck, right? I think everyone knows what this refers to, right? Everyone thought that there's this truck south of the pier for the SSN. After the SSN leaves, everyone thought if you use strength on it or some dumb shit like that, you could find Mew. Ended up not being true, just some fragment that stayed in the game. Nobody really knows, but you know, it's there. There's no Mew there though. Continuing with Missing No, which is obviously the glitched Pokemon that you can find surfing in Cinnabar Island. There you go. If you surf along the coast in just the right way, you can find a Missing No there and do all sorts of glitchy weird shit with it. Lavender Town music. I think there was a lot of creepypasta going around, a lot of weird shit about people listening to the Lavender Town music and killing themselves and shit like that. There's some creepy remixes. There's some creepy, like, having it play backwards. All that's pretty known, right? Real animals. I don't know what this refers to. And if I Google Pokemon real animals... Oh, is this just about that certain Pokemon are based on real-life animals? Theory on why... Oh, real-life animals being mentioned in Pokemon. I understand now, yeah. There are certain Pokedex entries, especially in Gen 1, where real-life animals are mentioned in Pokemon. Yeah, that's what this is about. Like, Pikachu is called the Electric Mouse Pokemon. Do we ever see any real-life Pokemon or any real-life animals? I guess there's, like, food in the anime, right? That people eat that has to come from real-life animals somehow, right? I guess that's a thing. Animals in the Pokemon world. Here's a Bulbapedia article, actually. Oh, there's a dog right there. Okay. Some are mentioned in Pokedex entries. Some Pokedex entries mention the existence of real-life world animals. Indian elephants are mentioned in entries for Raichu and Ghastly. Bellsprout preys on insects. Victreebel uses the sweet aroma of its honey to prey such as bugs. They could just mean bug-type Pokemon, right? Horsey preys on bugs. Looking like something like a chameleon. Yeah. Coral branches grow from Corsola's head. And our food source, West Sea Gastrodon eats microscopic plankton. So I guess plankton exists in Pokemon. Okay. Interesting. In the game, a sailor mentions that jellyfish sometimes drift above the SSN. Okay. A chef aboard the SSN mentions several meat dishes: eels, salmon, prime beefsteak. Oh, that's a big one. All right. Team Rocket Grunt and the Rocket Tide insults the player, calling him a little rat. Okay, yeah, true. A tamer in the Fuchsia City gym mentions having joined the gym due to Ninja's long history with animals. Okay. Generation 1 artwork of Old Amber. There is a mosquito or a similar insect visible within the item. Okay, it's right here. Yeah, cool. Seems like there's a bunch of real-life animals. Real-world butterflies appear in the background of some places during Pokemon battles. I see. Yellow birds can be seen circling around a confused Pokemon. True. I never even considered that. All right, Glitch City. Shout out to Glitch X City, the amazing Pokemon remix creator who we're currently listening to. I've never heard of Glitch City before. Interesting. Glitch City is a generalized term used by players for the Pokemon games to refer to maps with invalid tile data. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen this I've seen this. Glitch City can be accessed by executing a series of steps in the Kanto Safari Zone. Specifically, the player should enter a Safari game, then immediately after entering, attempt to leave the Safari Zone. When the attendant asks if the player wants to leave early, the player should answer no, and re-enter the Safari Zone rather than actually leave. The game should then be saved and reset. When the player now attempts to leave the Safari Zone again, the attendant will ask if the player would like to join a Safari game, to which the player should answer no, and leave through the south exit. After taking 500 steps at any location other than the Safari Zone PA will ring, and the player will be warped into the Safari Zone gate. By leaving the gate through the south exit, the player will enter Glitch City. The only way to leave Glitch City is to fly or teleport out of it. Cool. Alright. Butterfree is Venomoth. This one is really, like, common, right? We've all heard about this. It's basically this image, right? About how Venonat should evolve into Butterfree and Metapod should evolve into Venomoth. Personally, I don't think so. I think it's just that the same artist make most of these Pokemon, and they all have similar design elements to them. That's what I think. Like, you see how Butterfree isn't actually hairy at all, like Venonat is, and the hair elements are actually picked up in Venomoth. The eye thing is really stupid. This thing, the horn or whatever, is really stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't believe it, but I see how people do. Like, there's a bunch of design elements that, is it Sugimori? Used all over the original Pokemon art. That's one of the more popular normie theories. Ho-Oh gives Ash eternal youth. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. Ash doesn't age in the anime, and in the first anime episodes, he has a weird encounter with Ho-Oh, and when that happens, he gets eternal youth, which is why he doesn't age. Although that doesn't really explain why other characters in that show don't age, but Venomoth isn't a fitting evolution for Metapod. Yeah, exactly. Like, going from the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly makes so much sense than anything else here. If anything, I just don't know what Venonat's supposed to be, except for one of the stereotypical sphere with limbs Pokemon, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Yeah, the Ho-Oh one is self-explanatory. I don't know what Creepy Black is. Oh, is that a ROM hack? It's a creepypasta. I've never heard of this. Are we gonna read through all of this? I'm what you could call a collector of bootleg Pokemon games. Pokemon Diamond and Jade. Oh, anyone remember that shit? I think I had one of those. Chaos Black, etc. It's amazing the frequency with which you can find them at pawn shops, Goodwill, flea markets, and such. From when is this? Original author unknown. Does anyone know when this was written? I assume this was made before like Pokemon Black was released. I don't know. They're generally fun, even if they are unplayable, which they often are. The mistranslations and poor quality make them unintentionally humorous. I've been able to find most of the ones... Hold on. I've been able to find most of the ones that I've played online, but there is one that I haven't seen any mention of. I bought it at a flea market about 5 years ago. Here's a picture of the cartridge. In case anyone recognizes it. Unfortunately, when I moved 2 years ago, I lost the game, so I can't provide you with screen caps. Sorry. The game started with the familiar Nidorino and Gengar intro of Red and Blue version. However, the press start screen has been altered. Red was there, but the Pokemon did not cycle through. It also said Black version under the Pokemon logo. Upon selecting New Game, the game started the Professor Oak speech, and it quickly became evident that the game was essentially Pokemon Red version. After selecting your starter, if you looked at your Pokemon, you had an addition to Bulbasaur and Charmander or Squirtle, another Pokemon, Ghost. The Pokemon was level 1, and had the sprite of the Ghost that are encountered in Lavender Tower before obtaining the Sylph Scope. It had one attack, Curse. I know that there's a real move named Curse, but the attack did not exist in Generation 1, so it appears it was hacked in. Defending Pokemon were unable to attack Ghost. It would only say they were too scared to move. When the move Curse was used in battle, the screen would cut to black. The cry of the defending Pokemon would be heard, but it was distorted, played in a much lower pitch than normal. The battle screen would then reappear and the defending Pokemon would be gone. If used in a battle against a trainer, when the Pokeballs representing their Pokemon would appear in the corner, they would have one fewer Pokeball. The implication was that the Pokemon died. What's even stranger is that after defeating a trainer and seeing Red receive $200 for winning, the battle commands would appear again. If you selected Run, the battle would end as it normally does. You could also select Curse. If you did, upon returning to the overworld, the trainer sprite would be gone. After leaving and re-entering the area, the spot where the trainer had been would be replaced with a tombstone like the ones in Lavender Tower. The move Curse was not usable in all instances. It would fail against Ghost Pokemon. It would also fail if it was used against trainers that you would have to face again, such as your Revival or Giovanni. It was usable in your final battle against them, however. I figured this was the gimmick of the game, allowing you to use the previously uncapturable ghosts, and because Curse made the game so easy, I essentially used it throughout the whole adventure. The game changed quite a bit after defeating the Elite Four. After viewing the Hall of Fame, which consisted of Ghost and a couple Pokemon I used for HMs, the screen cut to black. A box appeared with the words, "Many years later." It then cut to Lavender Town. An old man was standing looking at tombstones. You then realized this man was your character. The man moved at only half of your normal walking speed. You no longer had any Pokemon with you, not even Ghost, who up to this point had been impossible to remove from your party through depositing it in the PC. The overworld was entirely empty. There were no people at all. There were still the tombstones of the trainers that you used Cursed on, however. You could go pretty much anywhere in the overworld at this point, though your movement was limited by the fact that you had no Pokemon to use HMs. And regardless of where you went, the music of Lavender Town continued on an infinite loop. After wandering for a while, I found that if you go through Diglett's cave, one of the cuttable bushes that normally blocks the path on the other side is no longer there, allowing you to advance and return to Pallet Town. Upon entering your house and going to the exact tile where you start the game, the screen would cut to black. Then a sprite of a Caterpie appeared. It was replaced by a Weedle and then a Pidgey. I soon realized that the Pokemon progressed from Rattata to Blastoise, that these were all the Pokemon that I had used Curse on. After the end of my rival's team, a youngster appeared, and then a Bugcatcher. These were the trainers I'd cursed. Throughout the sequence, the Lavender Town music was playing, but it was slowly decreasing in pitch. By the time your rival appeared on screen, it was little more than a demonic rumble. Another cut to black. A few months later, the battle screen suddenly appeared. Your trainer sprite was now that of an old man, the same one as the one who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City. Ghost appeared on the other side, along with the word Ghost wants to fight. You couldn't use items and you had no Pokemon. If you tried to run, you couldn't escape. The only option was fight. Using fight would immediately cause you to use struggle, which didn't affect the Ghost, but did chip off a bit of your own HP. When it was Ghost's turn to attack, it would simply say ... Eventually, when your HP reached a critical point, Ghost would finally use Curse. The screen cut to black a final time. Regardless of the buttons you pressed, you were permanently stuck in this black screen. At this point, the only thing you could do was turn the Game Boy off. When you played again, New Game was the only option. The game had erased the file. I played through this hack game many times, and every time the game ended with this sequence. Several times I didn't use Ghost at all, though he was impossible to remove from the party. In these cases, I did not show any Pokemon or trainers and simply cut to the climactic battle with Ghost. I'm not sure what the motives were behind the creator of this hack. It wasn't widely distributed, so it was presumably not for monetary gain. It was very well done for a bootleg. Cindy was trying to convey a message, though it seems I am the sole receiver of this message. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The inevitability of death? The pointlessness of it? Perhaps he was simply trying to morbidly inject death and darkness into a children's game. Regardless, the trolling game has made me think, and it made me cry. God, that fucking sucked. Jesus Christ, what a boring piece of shit. We're cutting that one out of the YouTube video. Oof. Okay, TLDR, there's a Pokemon game that allows you to kill the trainers, or whatever. Jesus. It's the worst creepypasta I think I've ever read. Like, not even funny bad, it's just boring. Alright. Butterfree's went him off, we did that. Ho-Oh. No, you're not the one. Okay, apparently, yeah. There's a creepy NPC in X and Y that says this, so that's pretty much it. Okay. Vietnamese Crystal is just like a bootleg version of Crystal with hilarious translations, right? Professor Oak is Ash's dad. Is there any reason for this theory, or there's memes that Oak fucks Ash's mom? Yeah. There's a Kotaku article here. So about Professor Oak and Ash's mom in Pokemon. For years there have been speculation. What is this link to? Cerebi forums. Couldn't find any discussion about this. I thought I might just start a new topic on it. The title, relationship. Through the course of the anime, there isn't anything in particular that would suggest their relationship is deeper, except the fact that they appear in each other's company every so often. Holidays together, yeah, okay, that's pretty... If you watch the banned episode of Pokemon, there's a weird moment where Ash's mom is on vacation with Professor Oak and they never explain it. Guess they never explained it. Most recent Pokemon anime episode. Hanging out here. Dude, Pokemon X and Y, the animation looks pretty fucking cool. Maybe I should look at it sometime. Okay, I don't actually care. Apparently these two are fucking or something. Who cares? Okay. Moss Deep Space Center. Basically, there's just a bunch of theories that you can go to the moon or whatever in fucking Emerald in the Moss Deep Space Center, but nothing ever actually comes of it. Until Oras, I guess. Is there anything else to this that I'm missing? Was there anything else more exciting? Ash is in a coma. I think this is on this, right? If not, we can talk about it. What is the GS Ball? Isn't that like a Gen 2 event thing? The GS Ball is a special and mysterious Pokeball. Its design appears to be a reference to Pokemon Gold and Silver, the first core series game of Generation 2, as the ball has the letters GS inscribed upon it in color both Gold and Silver. An NPC in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon mentions the GS Ball, claiming that it stands for Greatest Smith's Ball. After obtaining the GS Ball, the player needs to take it to Kurt, who will analyze it for a day. After he's been analyzed in return, Ilex Force becomes restless, and the player must place it on the Ilex Force Shrine, which will summon a level 30 wild Celebi. In the original Japanese release of Pokemon Crystal, players could obtain a GS Ball as an event item from the Trade Corner attendant through the Pokemon Mobile System GB and the Pokemon News Machine at the Pokemon Communication Center in Goldenrod City. For the original Western localization, the distribution event was adapted to the Goldenrod Pokemon Center, but was never used. It is possible to use a modified version of the Celebi Egg Glitch to spawn the GS Ball as a held item. In the Virtual Console releases, the GS Ball no longer requires an event distribution as in the original games. It can be obtained after entering the Hall of Fame upon exiting the Pokemon Communication Center in the Japanese version of the Goldenrod Pokemon Center. Professor Oak boss battle. There's like actually data in Red and Blue, right? That might be like a Professor Oak boss battle, whatever. This isn't just like a theory, right? There's like actual data in Red and Blue. He has a team too, right? Yeah. Here, unused trainer class, Professor Oak. Can be battled by performing the Ditto glitch with a special stat of 226, or by performing the Old Man glitch with the character MN in the 3rd, 5th, or 7th slot of the player's name. Interestingly, the Japanese script uses an apparent earlier name, Professor Oak. He has a really sick team. It's actually kind of weird, because this team is viable as fuck. This is kind of interesting. This is one of the more interesting ones up here, I think. The fact that this is actually in the game is kind of neat. Ditto is a failed Mew. That one's pretty obvious, right? The Team Rocket was trying to make fucking... Well, wouldn't it be a failed Mewtwo? This is wrong, right? The theory is that Ditto is a failed Mewtwo, right? That Dittos were like glitches of like copies of Mew that had failed before Mewtwo, and that's why they can use Transform alongside Mew, right? And that's why you find Dittos in the mansion on Cinnabar Island, right? This is a pretty normie secret. Same colors as the shiny, true. That's another one that supports that. All right, Bill's Secret Garden, I think, is just like an area behind Bill's house, right? That's unused. Yeah, there's just like a small area behind Bill's house that's unused. Gengar is Clefable's shadow. This one's pretty obvious. It's like I think it came from a creepypasta. It's basically based on the fact that Clefable and Gengar look really similar, which again, I would attribute to the fact that there's just a lot of design elements reused throughout the first generation of Pokemon. Look at their typings. One normal type and the other has ghost type. Due to their immunities, neither of them could hit the other with stab attacks. Good one. Clefable didn't even fucking keep the normal typing. I think there's a theory. This isn't just like theories, it's just like things that have to do with Pokemon that are like kind of unknown. So like I think Vietnamese Crystal is just about like the fact that there's like a really funny bootleg version of Pokemon, right? Okay, we got that. Pikablue is basically the meme that Meryl, right, is basically Meryl, right? Is like the what Meryl was supposed to be called or some shit. What's the actual theory behind this? I don't know. I just know it has something to do with Meryl. Pikablue is a Pokegod from Gold and Silver. From months prior to release, Pikablue was thought to be a Pokegod. I don't know what a Pokegod is. There were even screenshots featured a battle with so-called God. When the games were released, however, Pikablue became target largely insignificant character. It was actually Meryl and not so special water type. Okay. Apparently there's a Jaywitz video out there about it that you can go watch. Yeah. Okay, Lieutenant Surge's war. Basically, Lieutenant Surge mentions that he fought back in a war, and then there's a bunch of other dialogue lines they try to relay back to that, and then they're like basically saying, okay, there was a war in Kanto, and like Lieutenant Surge is like an army veteran or whatever from that. That's basically it. Unless there's more to that I'm missing, always feel free to tell me that. Pokerus is just a game mechanic. It's like a little status condition that your Pokemon can get and then spread towards each other. It doubles mechanically what it does, it doubles the EVs that you get. There's also like an additional line from Nurse Joy that you get when you try to heal your Pokemon when you have Pokerus. Alright, we're done with the first layer. Pretty standard stuff. Second layer. Strange Souvenir. I have never heard of that. Well, I feel like I have, but I have no idea what it is. The strange souvenir is a valuable item introduced in Pokemon Generation 6. In Pokemon X and Y, the player is given the strange souvenir by a mysterious NPC. If I can just pull this on this page. Who hints is from then unrevealed region. The region was later revealed to be Unova. Oh, I didn't know about this. That's kind of cool. I didn't know about that. That's actually kind of cute. So we know about the strange souvenir now. Pokemon Pink, I have never heard about. Fans think Nintendo originally planned a Pokemon Pink. What appears to be evidence of a long-lost Pokemon Pink version has appeared online. Fans think Pokemon Pink was originally planned for launch on Game Boy alongside the Pikachu-fronted Pokemon Yellow, itself a follow-up to the series' original set of games. Evidence of its existence was leaked via 4chan over the weekend. This is from 2020. Actually, this is from April 2020. Analyzed by respected Pokemon historian Dr. Lava. This link to the link to this tweet is dead, apparently. Somewhat surprisingly, all evidence points to this being legit. Mention of Pokemon Pink can be found in ancient source code of Pokemon Yellow, which also includes apparent test audio for more anime voices to be implemented. In the end, only Pikachu's voice was included. Interesting. Mew 3. I mean, there's always been like theories floating around about what Mew 3 is going to be, since there's a Mew 2, blah, 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 right? One that I'm familiar with is when Mega Mewtwo was first revealed, when X and Y was going around. Mega evolutions hadn't been revealed yet, but there was leaked, like, was it Koro screenshots or something, where the Mega evolutions of Mewtwo were in, and people thought it was Mew 3, right? There was a long phase where people thought we were actually getting a Mew 3 in X and Y, if I remember correctly. Would you rather be a porn historian or a Pokemon historian? I think being a Pokemon historian and being a porn historian are both perfectly respectable. They even released the design in a trailer, but they didn't say it was Mew 3. Yeah. Alright, cool. I have no idea what White Hand is. There's an NPC in Gen 1, right? In Lavender Town, who's like, oh, there's a white hand on your shoulder, look out! And it's a ghost. What is this? Here's a creepypasta. White Hand sprite. Known as the White Hand.gif, this was scripted to appear as a Pokemon on the 3rd floor of the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town. It's divided into 4 separate animations. Can I look at this? Like... Wow. So much to see. The animation is proven to be hazardous while viewing the frames of the model has no adverse effects. The white hand is a shriveled, decayed hand with an attention to detail. Flesh is peeled back from the bone. Tendons dangle realistically from the wrist. Okay, cool. Alright. Yeah, apparently there's this like creepypasta shit about it. I don't know, who cares? Oh, this image? I've seen this. Yeah.
Hola, gente.
What? Why? This? Yeah, here's the white hand. That's a cute attention to detail. I like that. I saw a little bit of Pokemon Origins. It was pretty cute. Alright, cool. N is a zoroark. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory theory. I wonder what the supporting evidence is. Today's theory is that N is actually a zoroark. So as usual, up first are the physical similarities. Because there's no other trainers in the Pokemon universe that have physical similarities with their Pokemon. I can't think of any trainer, any gym leader ever, who may have some sort of physical similarities with their Pokemon. There exist none. There's definitely not a single character in Pokemon. Look at the hairstyle, blah, blah, blah. Another fact, in the anime, Shadow Ball is shown to hurt humans. However, when N steps in to take the hit, he takes it like a champ. How? Because he's a dark-type Zoroark? Oh, I see. However, he should have become a normal Zoroark when the attack hit, right? Well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe this thing that totally disproves this theory I just have totally doesn't disprove it. Here's some bullshit reasoning why. See, if N has been practicing keeping his illusion up for long periods of time, then he may have been able to take a weak hit without losing too much concentration, guys. Yeah, totally. A few times in the game, the Zoroark goes into different places and you find N. Why? Because you saw him without his illusion. He hid. Okay, this is fucking stupid. Okay. Guys, I think Lysandre is a Pyroar. Yeah, the physical similarities are uncanny. Wobbuffet is the tail. Oh, I think this is believable. Basically the theory is that Wobbuffet, that this is just like bait, and the real Pokemon is the tail. It has like the eyes and everything. Is this supported by a Pokedex entry at all? I wonder, because this seems really obvious, right? This is basically just a punching bag that like swings back at people and protects the actual tail. I think that's a pretty obvious. It's the same with Anorith, right? Not the same, but Anorith has this thing where like he has these fake eyes here and then the real eyes here, which is something that some animals actually do, right? You killed Gary's Raticate. That one's pretty simple, right? Gary has a Raticate in Lavender Town in the fight, and then afterwards he doesn't have one anymore. You know, it would make way too much sense if it was just that they wanted to balance the game and not have him have a shitty Raticate after that point in the game, you know, to have him actually be a hard fight. But hey, maybe the Raticate's really dead. Ooh. He put it in the fucking PC, you dumbass. Let's see. Eating Pokemon. I don't know what this refers to specifically. I guess it refers to the fact that like people eat meat in like the anime and shit, so that maybe they eat Pokemon. I don't know if there's anything more specific that this refers to. Maybe someone in chat knows. Fishable statues are like a glitch in Gen 1, right? Where I think in Misty's gym, I don't know if it's in any other gym. I know specifically in Misty's gym, you can use a fishing rod on one of the on the statues under specific circumstances and actually fish up Pokemon. It's canon in the anime that people eat Magikarp. There was eating Magikarp reference in Gen 4 in the Sinnoh library. Some Farfetch'd entries talk about it. Oh, okay, yeah. I see. Okay, cool. Why not is an unknown. I have never heard of this before. Pokemon Conspiracies on Reddit. The connection between unknown, why not, and Wobbuffet. Apparently there's evidence that the black tail that we just talked about, that's the actual Wobbuffet, is an unknown. Let's read through it. Both the tail and unknown are flat and black with large eyes. Okay. Both Pokemon are pure psychic types with limited movesets. Sure. Both are found in caves. Wobbuffet Pokedex unknown in game locations. Yeah. True, dude. Its tail is noted as secret in many Pokedex entries, similar to unknown being noted as a mystery. Unknown are seen to communicate via electromagnetic waves and can read the thoughts of other living things. In the main series game, Wobbuffet later gains the hidden ability telepathy. Guys, they were also both introduced in Gen 2. Makes you think. Makes you think. In one anime episode, Unknown is shown to have the ability to merge minds with other beings. I don't know what that has to do with Wobbuffet. Okay. Wobbuffet comes right after Unknown in the Pokedex. Are they serious? True. In Gold and Silver, Unknown and Wobbuffet are located in caves near each other. Ruins of Elf and Dark Cave. These two are located on routes on opposite sides of Violet City. They both have W in their name. Oh shit! This connection starts to make more sense in the third generation with the addition of Why Not. The tail only has one eye, like Unknown. Don't laugh because you don't understand. This is a higher plane of IQ. True. According to Pokedex entries, Why Not likes to squish together to grow stronger. In fact, almost all of their Pokedex entries seem to talk about this strange habit from Fire Leaf Green. It tends to move in a pack with others. They cluster in a tight group to sleep in a cave. Similarly, Unknown have to group together to use all of their power, as seen in the movie and various Pokedex entries. From Platinum, when alone, nothing happens. However, if there are two or more, an odd power is said to emerge. In the Unknown movie, I saw that one. I liked that movie. I had that on DVD. I watched that shit a ton as a kid. The end was always really sad. Spoilers, Entei is the dad, guys. In the Unknown movie, Unknown are seen to create huge, impressive illusions. Wynaut is only found in the wild on Mirage Island, an illusory island that has very low chance of appearing. If you check the Pokemon summary after catching a Wynaut there, it'll say it was caught on Route 130 rather than Mirage Island, even though the game includes a location pointer for Mirage Island. This could reinforce the idea that the island is actually an illusion. A couple of other points that are less conclusive. Wynaut's name seems to ask a question. Why not? Or in Japanese, really? Or is that so? While Unknown name seems to be the answer. Unknown. Destiny Bond was a signature move of Wobbuffet in Gen 2, only shared with the Ghastly line who did not know it in Gen 1. So it's not a signature move. It could be seen as similar to the Unknown ability to take people with them into their dimension. Apparently, the 130 thing is just due to how Mirage Island is coded. Yeah. Girafarig is another psychic type Pokemon with a dark-colored tail that has a face. It is also said to use telepathy to communicate between two heads. Wait, so is Girafarig also an Unknown? Girafarig is used by a trainer outside the ruins of Alph and comes directly after Wobbuffet in the Pokedex. One of the only times Wobbuffet is found outside of a cave. It is in the same Hoenn Safari Zone area as Girafarig. Lychee Berry is said to be mysterious and is found on Mirage Island, but there doesn't seem to be any connection to Unknown. Why would you write it? Shadow Tag is an ability that could be said to describe Unknown's action in the movie as they follow whoever controls them. Okay, it's 92 upvotes, by the way. Is Blipbug an Unknown? Yeah, maybe. Alright, cool. This is maybe the stupidest one yet. Let's see. Space World 97 demo. Isn't that like a leaked like pre-versions of Gold and Silver that came out a couple months ago? Right? Yeah, that's where this screenshot is from. This is basically like the beta version of Gold and Silver. There's like a bunch of shit about this out there, a bunch of like pre-designs for Pokemon, a bunch of evolutions of Pokemon. This is actually really interesting. I recommend you go read up on this. There's a lot of cool shit in this demo. This is one of the more interesting pieces of like, and this only got like leaked like pretty recently. I want to say like, it looks like 2018 or something. This is actually really cool. I recommend you go read up on this if you're interested in like the history of Pokemon. Bruno is Ash's dad. Okay. Let's go look at that. Who's Bruno? The Elite Four member. The Fighting Elite Four member in Gen 1 and Gen 2. Ooh, I really want some sushi. Fuck. I think I'm gonna have sushi for dinner. Here's an article. I don't know if I can show him because he's topless. Another very possible but still unlikely candidate for the father of Ash Ketchum is Bruno, the same Pokemon League Elite Four we all know and love, whose strong mentally and fierce Pokemon elicits pure evidence alone for his being Ash's father. Yet there's more. Like Ash, Bruno also has black spiky hair, a hitchhiker's thumb, pointy chin, and acts goofy. Besides these traits and Bruno's absolute love for Pokemon training, there's nothing much else. Okay, shut the fuck up. Who cares? Alright. Illegal Pokemon? What is this a reference to? Is this like competitive? Oh, the who is the first Pokemon question is the big meme, right? So there's 4 different answers to this, right? There's 4 technically correct answers depending on how you phrase it. So the first Pokemon in the Pokedex is Bulbasaur, right? The first Pokemon to be designed is Rhydon, right? The first Pokemon to exist is Arceus in the lore, right? And then the first Pokemon that you see in the anime is something, I don't remember which one that was. Nidorino is the first one you see in the game, yeah. Mew is like another. I don't think Mew is the correct answer in any way you phrase that or whatever. What is illegal Pokemon a reference to? The illegal Pokemon that can send you to jail.
What's going
Oh god, YouTubers. I fucking hate YouTubers.
on, boys and girls? What's up, world? Austin Jump plays here, and today we're gonna be talking about illegal Pokemon that can send you to jail. But you know, it's not illegal to have fantastic looking skins for your Nintendo.
Shut the fuck up.
If you've ever traded Pokemon in Generation 6 or 7 in the global trading system, you may have actually seen a Pokemon that could get someone a fine or jail time. In fact, if you've ever traded Pokemon at all, you could be in possession of an illegal Pokemon. If you've ever battled online, there's a good chance that you've witnessed one of these jailbait Pokemon. Now, should you, watching this video right now, be worried about this? Probably not. In fact, if I look at my analytics, there's only 0.3% of my audience who resides in the country that could, in fact, hold you accountable and give you anywhere from a letter, a slap on the wrist, to a $64,000 fine and 5 years of jail time. And ironically enough, I'm talking about the country where these Pokémonsters themselves originate from, Japan. In 2019, Japan's Association of Copyright for Computer Software declared that modding games and consoles violates the country's unfair competitive prevention law. And with every law, there are gray areas. This law is mostly aimed at companies that make save editing tools, hardware and software, the equivalent of a modern-day Game Shark or Game Genie. However, if they wanted to, they could prosecute violators on an individual level. Does that mean that the police would break down the door of an 8-year-old kid in Japan who's using a save modification tool? It's very unlikely, however,
Okay,
not impossible.
cool. I don't give a fuck. What a dumbass. What a dumbass piece of clickbait. Okay, who cares? Okay, that concludes layer 2. That's gonna be it for today. We'll explore the rest of the iceberg in the next video. Make sure to look out for that. Subscribe so you can see it. Make sure to ring the bell as well so you can see it when the next video goes up. And I'll see you guys in the next one.